What's up, Rizzard?
Who you calling Rizzard, son?
Isn't that like a compliment? Like the Riz? I was gonna say
No.
like Jizzler or something, but it sounded, but it doesn't really have anything to do with your name, and also it's kind of not
Sexual.
appropriate. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're kids. We're a podcast for all ages.
That we are. Age appropriate, just like the latest episode of Patio Lanterns High. But, Kurt, we got other more important things to get to here. Farmer wants a wife. Kurt wants a wife.
Farmer wants a wife.
It kind of, you could have your own show at this point, but what's the latest here, bud? You dropped this big teaser up on our Instagram account that you're submitting an application for the latest season. What's happening here?
How many seasons would you guess Farmer wants a wife has?
Canada or like
Yeah,
Canada?
now I'm clicking. Yeah, it's a good question because they always have all these different countries. It's not a show I had heard of until I want to say 2 or 3 years ago when we brought it up on the pod. Say like American. Let's go default to American.
I'm gonna say there's 7 seasons.
It looks like I don't even know.
There's
I can't
too many
even.
seasons to even.
There's too many seasons and too many countries and revivals. I think there was like it's kind of like Twin Peaks, The Return. So it ended or it got canceled and then it got revived 15 years later.
Right. Yeah, it's great because there's farmers looking for wives all around the world. It's one thing we all have in common.
I think it's at 4 or 5 seasons. But it's based off a British show, which I wouldn't have guessed. But it's based off a British show, and the first edition premiered in the UK in 2001. Farmer wants a wife. Like that's gonna be older than the Great Race, Amazing Race, or Survivor, or it's gotta be.
Yeah, it's about the same. It must have I think Survivor did start in like 2000 or so because they're going into their 50th season this spring, and I think they do 2 seasons a year. So yeah, that goes all the way back then,
It was the #1 television show in Belgium and Norway.
Dude,
they loved it, and so the U.S. version premiered in 2008. And it did get a revival. So it aired in the US in 2008. It was more fictionalized, so I'm not sure they kind of put a plot to it. I don't know what they did there. It got canceled by the CW after 1 season. And in March 2023, a new version of Farmer Wants a Wife aired on Fox. So it did have a Twin Peaks return kind of thing to television. So and then now it's in its 3rd season only, apparently. So, yeah. So, okay. It
Canada's just recently got this then. Canada is way behind.
Yeah. So the Canadian, because did I post a Canadian one?
I thought so.
I got to dive in. We got to do our research beforehand. Oh, so so there's a CTV one. That's what I would have posted. And it's season 1 was in 2023 from British Columbia. So that was the opportunity. I think that's when we brought it up. It was a few years ago. Season 1. And I don't know. I don't see anything necessarily about a follow-up. Oh, it says number of seasons 2. So I don't know if there has been a 2nd season or there's one coming out. But yeah, so Farmer Wants a Wife. I already wrote this down, so let me just finish it. You kind of cut to the point faster than I expected. But Farmer, so yeah, am I gonna be a reality TV star? I mean, so Farmer Wants a Wife is a reality dating series that follows several hardworking farmers as they search for a life partner. Unlike other dating shows, I don't know, The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, set in mansions or resorts, this one takes place on real working farms. And a group of women, usually from more urban city areas, move to the countryside to experience the reality of farm life and see if they can build a future with the farmer. See all these women out there, see these hot looking cowboys and farmers that think, I want that. This show, it teaches some of them a lesson. Not everyone can handle the farm lifestyle. So that's what Farmer Wants a Wife is. And yeah, I was going to tease it as, am I going to be on, did something happen? Is there news there about Kurt being on Farmer Wants a Wife season 2 or season 3 Canada? Or is there another show? So there's another show here. Have you heard?
I'm intrigued.
Have you heard of The Traders? It's a big topic.
I've seen commercials for it in between football breaks in football. Yeah.
The Traders.
I don't even know what it's about though. There's like a knife in the logo, and I don't really understand what it's about or anything. Yeah. Okay.
The Traders is another one of those shows that's got, I think all like reality shows has the versions for each country pretty much. Like it always happens. So this is another one of those shows that has like a American version. I think it was like an Australian or British show originally, and there's a Canadian version. And so it's a social deduction game played in a grand castle where a group of contestants work together to complete physical and mental challenges to build a prize pot. The twist is that a small number of them are secretly assigned as traitors, and the traitors' goals are to remain undetected and eliminate the other players. The faithful are the other players, one by one. So I think they murder the faithful. Each night the traitors, each night the traitors meet in secret to murder, not for real, I don't think, a player. And each day the whole group meets at a round table to debate and vote to banish who they suspect is a traitor. And I only heard about this show recently, and I also had heard a while. Goes a while back, but it sounded like it was a show version of some video game called like Among Us, which I've never played.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, plot to this show just sounds like that game that was very popular during the pandemic. I think I played it times.
Okay, yeah, I never played it. And then when I was looking into it more, I talked about like some other games like Werewolf, and there were a couple other games my results were referencing that I had no idea what they were. But I am officially an applicant to the Traders Canada for this spring. Yeah. So no news yet. They may be listening. They may be watching the podcast to see what kind of personality this guy is. But I am officially in the running to be on the Traders Canada for, I think it's like a May filming date.
Yeah, I see you as the potential chameleon in the room. You're someone that can turn up the charm if they want to, or to just kind of keep it cool,
like really horny,
mysterious, or horny. Yeah, those, you got 3 options really.
Yeah, so like I went through. I don't know. My sister is like, "Oh, you gotta apply for this," and I was like, "Whatever. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything. I'll apply for this." And I don't know if I went as crazy. I should have just gone crazy. They want some weird,
over
crazy,
the top,
people, and maybe I am that. Maybe I'm so just unaware, but and that I am what they're looking for in terms of weirdness and craziness. But that was kind of my idea, was to just kind of lean into the weird and also like kind of like the chameleon aspect, kind of like I basically wrote like I want them to like think I'm weird or to not know what I'm doing or what my goals are, or if I'm a faithful or a traitor, and I just keep them a real wild card, just keep them guessing, and also be super horny all the time.
Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, you got your own little side mission here. Just like in that Among Us game, people have different side missions and stuff. I'm sure that's also a thing in traders. And yeah, your side mission is you're looking for a wife.
My side mission is Farmer Wants a Wife. I'm playing a whole totally different ball game.
You want someone to take back home to Pan City, like you just keep on talking it up. And
I'm not even paying attention to the game. I'm just talking it up and hitting on chicks and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see. I submitted. I think they had the applications closed like last Sunday. It was funny. It was pretty basic application. You answer, I don't know, 10 to 20 pretty simple questions. They don't leave you a lot of like room. It's not like you're writing an essay in there or anything. They ask you pretty straightforward questions. And
Mm.
okay, I almost forgot. I didn't forget to like kind of put the podcast out there, but I meant to kind of make it a little bit more front and center than what I did, because I got carried away and then submitted it and then moved on. I was like, oh yeah, I was gonna like write this, but whatever. So it's in there, and
They
so
can
we'll
look it up.
see. And then I had to record a video,
Yeah,
but
I figured you might have had to.
it
Would
was
you?
just like they are like they asked you to keep it under like 100 seconds or something like that, or 2 minutes, and they had some certain questions they wanted you to answer. So
Mm,
it's not like you go off and do Jeff from Community's audition for the real world where I'm playing guitar and stuff. I'm just basically
right.
answering questions. I'm just being a
Okay. Can I get like a real life rendition of some of the questions you had to
oh,
answer?
it was just like
Hi, my name's Kurt,
yeah.
and I live in Penticton,
Yeah, it was
British
basically like a
Columbia.
resume. It was like they asked you kind of like this isn't a live video. I'm talking about they have questions on the online form.
Yeah.
Submit a video and answer these questions, and it's like your name, age, like occupation, where do you live, maybe like why you think you would be good on the show, or whether you'd rather be faithful or a traitor.
Mm,
And I think in hindsight, what I answered to like the faithful trader question, because it came up a couple times, like, what do you want to be? What do you want to be? Do you see yourself as a trader or faithful? And I think in hindsight, I don't think my logic makes sense now that because I haven't really watched the show. I don't really know what the show is about. So keep that between you and me. But now that I kind of know how it works a bit more, just from like reading those couple lines earlier, I think my like logic doesn't really make sense, because I think I said like I want to be faithful and then trick them into thinking I'm a traitor. But reading that, if I trick them into thinking I'm a traitor, I'm just get voted off and I'll be out like the first person out. So I don't know
right.
if that actually works. But my whole point was like really be really mysterious and weird, or something, or maybe create a sense of uneasiness around everyone. Like they don't
Mm.
know what I'm doing there. Am I looking for a wife? Am I gonna hurt somebody? Am I faithful or am I a traitor? And then I had to send in some photos. So I sent in some nice photos of myself, including
Yeah,
probably
maybe some
one cowboy. Yeah, I think it
cowboy
was like
shot.
one.
Well, I
They
think
wanted
that
the
kind of I was thinking about this because I like watching Survivors that these chaotic people who don't really understand the rules tend to do pretty well. Kind of like if you've ever sat down at a poker game or the like
yeah
with
the
someone who
room.
doesn't really get it, then you can't how do you play against someone who doesn't really understand the rules? Because you
Yeah,
can't really interpret their
yeah.
actions. So you have that going for you.
Absolutely. Like I'll just show up. I have no idea what's going on, and everyone's
Yeah.
just maybe they do this cut to the one-on-ones in their own private room, and as a viewer, you're watching on TV, and people are like, I have no idea what that guy's thinking. Like, and I'm just
Mhm.
like,
Like, I
cuts to
don't
me. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Like, I don't even know the rules. I've never watched an episode. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm sure they get thousands of applicants, so I think the likelihood is pretty low. But I'm in the pool. I'm in the pool until they announce the starting lineup there. So fingers crossed, and I'll go on there and promote the pod and
Yeah,
whatever,
excellent.
and bring shame to the family, embarrass myself. I don't
Yeah,
know.
well, that got me thinking, should I submit an application independently and then we just pretend like we don't know each other?
Can you imagine we both get selected? What are the
Right.
like?
What are
Well,
the
I
odds?
think the applications are closed, but maybe if you want to do submit farmer wants a wife,
Yeah,
or or something else, or Survivor, you could do Survivor.
Survivor.
There's
Yeah, that's
Survivor
true.
Canada,
That's true. There's just the one Survivor, but
because
they do
they
bring
go to a
Canadians into this, the
yeah,
American Survivor.
yeah.
Uh, But speaking of reality TV, we just had a big one drop for us based out of Kelowna Shot Canada Shore.
Yeah.
Is premiering tonight, I believe, on
Tomorrow, I think.
Paramount Plus.
Is
Tomorrow,
it
yes.
tonight? Oh,
Tomorrow on
I
Paramount
wrote.
Plus. Yes. My days
Yeah.
are off. It's on
Yeah.
Thursday. Yeah, which begs the question, Kurt, how do you want to approach this? Do we want to do a watch along? Are we going to be like the Talk Tua podcast or the Talk Tua podcast where they review Haley Welch's Talk Tua podcast, where we just review the Canada Shore podcast or Canada Shore show? How do you want to approach this?
You should apply for Canada Shore season 2, assuming it gets renewed. But it's a 2-episode premiere. The first episode, just titled Episode 1. The new roomies move in and things get flirty and messy fast. So the trailer is out on YouTube for Canada Shore. I'm sure like locals have seen it. Like it's in the local news here. It's not a big town here. So
Castnet.net.
But no, I wasn't thinking to watch along. I was suggesting, like, this is not something I would normally watch at all. But the fact that it's Kelowna based and we've got such a great platform here, I was thinking we watch it kind of as they come out and then discuss on the next pod. Not like we were doing it live.
Yes,
I think we would just kind of discuss some things on the next pod, and it gives us some free content.
Okay, time to get a Paramount Plus subscription, people.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how many episodes they plan to have, but first 2 episodes tomorrow. The Talk Tua podcast kind of threw me off. Like, it's not. I don't know. It threw me off because like every podcast is already reacting to something or talking about something. Like we're not being like the Talk to a podcast. We're just being a podcast. This is what podcasts do. We just
talk. But there could be a Talking Patio Lanterns podcast where they talk about what we talk about.
Yeah, so we don't need to like I guess that's also what I mean. We're not turning into the Canada Shore podcast. We're just it's just another topic in our menu, in our nice long menu of items that we can discuss and laugh about and stuff. So I guess I'll have to throw this stuff on here. I mean, the good news is with our 2-week break, so we have like pretty good amount of time to like rip through some episodes. I'm sure they're doing like weekly episodes. They wouldn't do faster than that. And then, so we'll have at least 2, probably 3 or 4 episodes to watch before the next Patio Lanterns show.
Do you have any predictions without ever watching an episode? What do you think's going to happen in episode 1 and 2?
I don't know how
someone's hooking up. We know that much.
Well, yeah,
they're moving
people
into
are
the
yelling.
House.
People
are
are
screaming. They're not going to actually be from Kelowna.
They're going to go to the bar. Things are going to get messy. They're going to go to the lake. I saw some of this in the trailer. One of them is going to think it's the ocean. I don't know. I'm just sad you kind of have, I think you. When did you move to Nelson? You were in Nelson all
September 2024.
Yeah, so you had already moved away. Otherwise, we would have had maybe a better shot at being in the background on a random night at a bar or something. But yeah, I'm kind of sad we're not going to be in any of these episodes awkwardly in the background. Predictions, the synopsis is just the new roomies move in and things get flirty and messy fast. Well, who are the old roomies? Who's already existing in Kelowna? Are they going to just pretend that Snooki is already living in Kelowna here? So I don't know anything about it. There's people in Kelowna, I guess, apparently reading that, and there's people moving in, and so there's going to be a bunch of people. Knowing little I know about Jersey Shore and reality TV, there's going to be a bunch of people and a bunch of personalities together. Things are going to get messy, arguments, sex, clubbing, Maybe they'll hit the gym. I don't know. It's just gonna be like
Yeah.
a lot of
I
drama and loud
I
noises.
envision that like there's going to be a lot of cross promotion on this. So I'm envisioning that each of them has maybe a job at a famous Kelowna place. Maybe someone has a job at BNA. Someone has a job at the El Dorado. It's all kind of tourism industry. Someone has a job at a winery,
You think
and the
this is a going big,
cameras.
elaborate Nixon
I
group?
do. I think they're a big player in all this.
The first scene, BNA. Second scene,
Yeah.
Skinny Dukes. Third scene, Bernie's. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Fourth scene. What's that place up at Big White?
Snowshoes. Is that the
Snowshoe
one they
Sam's.
have?
Yeah. 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 It's all gonna come together for the Nixon group here.
You think you'll just see a bunch of people from high school in it?
I think zero.
Okay.
Zero people. I'm convinced they're not gonna really show many Kelowna locals.
No, I don't think
Besides
so.
just
Unless
being,
they
like,
just happen to
background
be
characters.
in the club,
Yeah.
which would be funny. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Throw it on, jot down some notes, and we'll talk about a few episodes next time on Patio Lanterns. But we'll see. We'll see if it gives an accurate representation of the Okanagan and if it makes us Kelowna proud here.
Absolutely.
watching this.
We're the arbitrators of what and what isn't Kelowna. So tune in to hear if Kurt say that's Kelowna or to say thumbs down, not Kelowna.
Since we're on this whole television kick, do you want to talk about Avatar for a minute?
Let's talk Avatar.
You haven't seen the third one yet, right?
I tuned in The Way of Water. I think I watched the first 30 minutes.
The second
That's
one.
two. Oh shit. Yeah, I saw only 30 minutes of The Way of Water and then I got distracted and turned it off.
Yeah, no, I just rewatched it and yeah, I could see I would be surprised if you were able to sit through that. I have not seen the third one. The third one's Fire and Ash. They're doing the whole airbender thing, so they're going through all the elements here. James Cameron's a big
Avatar
guy. The last yeah, he's a big Avatar guy, a big ocean guy and Avatar guy.
Right.
He's been working on these movies for what, like 20 years now, like straight. I don't know. All he does is Avatar.
Took a massive break between the first and second movies just for it to be shit. They lost all momentum.
Actually, I think the second movie was. I think they're all pretty well, decently regarded. They're just regarded as samey and kind of basic plot, but I think they're all pretty well received. I think, I don't know, like he's been developing. It's kind of like NASA. Like, I don't know. He's kind of in the background. When he's not filming the movie, he's just developing the technology to film the movie. So he was The Way of the Water, by its name, has a lot of like water features, a lot of water scenes. And I think they were like developing all this technology in the background. He's just burning money, whatever. And I think they filmed that one and the third one back to back, which is why, what was it like? I don't know, 15 years between the first one and the second one. And then it was 3 or 4 years between the second and the third one. And God knows how long between the next one or two more, or whatever he's got planned. But okay. Have not seen the newest one. We'll have to revisit the Avatar discussion because I will watch it eventually, but it'll probably be a while waiting for it to kind of get to digital release so I can watch it in high quality. But I rewatched the first two movies recently, kind of over a couple weeks. Like I didn't watch either one in one setting. They are freaking long movies. And here, let me get it right in front of me here. So, because Avatar 2 is like 3.5 hours or something. So Avatar 1 runtime is 2 hours and 42 minutes. That's not with how movies are coming out being like absurdly long nowadays. You get like a simple comedy that's like 2.5 hours nowadays. That's not that insane for like a blockbuster. 2 hours and 42 minutes. Avatar, The Way of Water, which came out in 2022, is 3 hours and 12 minutes. Holy smokes, a full on half an hour longer. And then this newest one that we're not really discussing today it's probably around 3 hours, right? It is 3 hours and 15 minutes.
What the fuck?
So they're getting longer. They're getting a little bit longer. So they're
For
getting up.
reference, the extended edition of the Fellowship of the Ring is 3 hours 48 minutes, and that is a masterpiece.
I think I've seen that, but I don't know. I've never done like the Lord of the Rings marathon where everyone watches the extended editions on one
Yeah,
night.
you see something new every time. I'll tell you what.
Okay, I do have some thoughts. Do you want to go? Do you have any thoughts on Avatar 1 at least or something?
Yeah, Avatar 1. I mean, there was a lot of criticism. They kind of stole the plot line of Pocahontas. You know, it was a good movie. There was just like, yeah, it was a box office hit, but it didn't really change anything. It wasn't really in the culture. Like there weren't really ever Avatar memes. Like there weren't Avatar. I don't know. It didn't really carry
It
past.
was weird. It was
It was like this
it was,
big theatrical thing, but it didn't really have an impact on culture.
yeah, it was like the quietest blockbuster
Mm-hmm.
ever. But at the same time, it made a few, I don't know, billions of dollars. Like it
Right.
made a shit ton of money. And but you're right, like it wasn't like something that was like memed and talked about and
Yeah.
referenced all the time. Like it, but it's still it somehow made a shit ton of money, became like the highest grossing film ever before it was like passed. And then people were saying the same thing about Avatar 2. It's been too long. And then that one came out and same thing. It made a shit ton of money and
No one
then the
talks
third
about it.
one. And
Yeah.
yeah, it is kind of funny. You're right.
Yeah. So very visually, incredible visuals. The only meme I can think of is Sully falling out of the plane in the first movie. I feel like that's resurfaced a little bit. I forget what context it would be in, but uh, yeah, there's lots of stuff about hot aliens. I asked you, Kurt, would the Navi story be as compelling if they didn't look so human-like, if they were like ugly aliens?
No,
Yeah,
no. And
they
that's
wouldn't.
why.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
somewhere
why they
somewhere along the way, James Cameron's like, yeah, we gotta make
we
these
gotta make them
hot.
hotter. um, I think that was not Sully because I just watched it. I don't think it was Sully.
Um,
Is that even his
um,
Jake? Was that his name? Jake Sully or whatever?
right,
I
or
guess
maybe it
so.
was his
It was
number two
this.
guy that
It
was
was.
falling out the plane.
It was another guy who's actually Navi,
Right.
who was like a rival at first, and then they were bros, and then he died. He fell out of
Mm,
that plane and
dead.
got smushed.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. But and then my prediction, kind of like what everyone else was saying for 2 and 3, is just, yeah, like you said, a repeat. Same plot line, fire, water, and yeah, curious to hear what your takeaways are.
I'm so glad you said that. I wish you'd say that about all the movies I watch.
Mm,
Okay, I was a pretty big fan of Avatar 1. It wasn't like crazy. I wasn't like dressing up blue face paint and going to the theater or watching it multiple times, but I was a pretty big fan. I mean, so I don't know if it was because of it was like the first one. There's always that new kind of magic with the original in any kind of series. Kind of you're seeing this whole world for the first time. At the time, it was like stunning. Computer animated graphics, everything was just stunning. And yeah, like I said, that was like 2008 or something, I don't know, so it was like 20 years ago. So I was pretty young back then too. And so I've actually seen, because I think I have Avatar 1 in the drawer over there.
right.
I think it's one of like two Blu-ray movies I own. And I've seen it a bunch of times actually. um I love the world. It's beautiful. I'm like James Cameron. I'm
Mm.
in awe of this, of Pandora. It's beautiful. Um Now rewatching it, it's a little bit different. It's I've seen it several times, and so it's a little bit less fun that way. Also, some of the visuals don't hold up quite as good. It still looks really good for like a 20-year-old movie, but it doesn't quite hold up, obviously. That's just what happens. Also, I went to Disney World a few years ago or several years ago now, and they have like Pandora in Animal Kingdom now.
Okay.
And that is awesome. That is so awesome because they have the floating mountains. You're like, how do they build this shit? And then I stood in this like 3-hour line for a 5-minute ride, which was brutal. But well, first of all, in line, you kind of go through the facility, and there's like the avatars are in the like tanks, and it's awesome. It's like, wow, like they
Dude,
do
you
such a good job.
love a good tank.
I love that's disgust. I love a good like flotation
Aerodynamic
tank or
Yeah.
yeah.
Gets Kurt going.
So you see these things and it's like, wow,
Mm.
like, and Disney, they do an awesome job with that kind of stuff. So it's really cool for the nerd in me. And then this ride that we did, maybe if I went back on it, it wouldn't hold up. But it was like it was kind of like a virtual ride. Like you put on like goggles and you hop on like kind of like a mount or a bike, and then you're a Navi or an avatar, and you're on one of the flying things.
Yeah,
And
right, like the dinosaur looking birds.
yeah, like a pterodactyl looking thing.
Yeah, yeah, but they're
And
buddies.
yeah, so I'm all hooked in through my wiener or my hair or whatever. And
Yeah, right.
I mean, I only did it once because I wasn't going to wait in line again, obviously, and I haven't been back. So maybe if I went back, the magic wouldn't be there. But like those kind of virtual reality type games, whether it's at home or at a theme park, are kind of lame because there's a lot of them, and then you end up kind of in Mark Zuckerberg metaverse where like it's just stupid and lame and stuff. But I thought it was amazing. Like it was the most like lifelike like virtual world that I'd been in. Like it was like I was completely immersed. I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to leave the freaking Pandora. It was amazing, and you felt like everything. I felt like I was flying on this thing, and it was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
Can I just stay here for a second? Get you guys just take it in.
Absolutely. So
wow.
So that was awesome. But back to the movies. I mean, Avatar 1, it's your classic, like you said, Pocahontas. So the humans come in, they start blowing up stuff to make golf courses and mine some minerals. Can you imagine they're making golf courses on Pandora? Yeah, it's only a matter of time.
It's very fitting. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely gorgeous courses. It's the floating mountains.
The best views. Totally. Yeah. Like you're going to have to do a hell of a chip from this floating mountain to get down to a 20-kilometer wide stretch of the next hole.
Anyways, I've always kind of liked that basic story. Like now Jake Sully is integrating himself as with the Na'vi, so you kind of get to discover everything for the first time. He transports his consciousness into an avatar, and he's figuring everything out. So you're both seeing the world at the same time. And like we said at the time, gorgeous movie, and that was what all the hype was about. Okay. Overall, I'm okay with Avatar 1. Basic plot, but I like it enough. Now I've seen it enough times. I'm not really dying to throw it on. I watched it in several sittings because it is long. So I would just throw it on for either a half an hour or an hour on my phone or eating dinner or something. Because I really wanted to rewatch Way of the Water, because that one I didn't remember a lot other than there was a lot of water in Wales.
Okay.
And threw that on, and that's when I saw the runtime of 3 hours and 12 minutes. I was like, holy shit. So it probably took like 6 watches to like get through it. But this is where I have most of my notes here, just because it was only the second time I've seen it. So I remember I watched it soon after it came out at home a few years ago, and I was just, I don't know what the word is. I was just meh. It was meh. I watched through it because I like to finish movies. I just can't do what you did. But it didn't really have an impact on me. It was just kind of whatever. It just wasn't that interesting.
I stand by my decision then.
Yeah.
It didn't captivate me.
And the same thing happens when I rewatch it, except this time I rewatched it, let's just say in higher definition. Absolutely stunning movie. So this one is now 2022. There is a noticeable difference between this one and Avatar 1. Like absolutely gorgeous movie. Like the Na'vi characters, the environments are beautiful. The ocean is beautiful. There are some scenes where you can kind of, it doesn't look quite right. Like I think one of the things I struggle with the most is putting like the human clothing on the Na'vi. It always looks weird because now they've got like a few different
They got some style now. Huh?
they've got these hybrids. They've got like these human Na'vi running around.
Yeah.
Like, so it's not just Jake Sully, it's like the army villain from the first one for whatever reason, and a bunch of other human army people transition to Na'vi. And anyways, the human clothes just doesn't sit right, like the texture, the flow, the lighting. So it looks a little bit jarring, but overall beautiful movie. I have a few problems with this one. First of all, the main one is it's a retread of the first movie's plot, basically, without the discovery part. So it is, and it sounds like the third one's the same thing. But we'll have to wait a few months or whatever to talk about that one. So that's my first problem. It's like, okay, we're doing this again. And then I just have like so many like nitpicks about it. Like, so this one takes place, I guess, several years after the first one. Because after the first one, Jake Sully is like, I'm not human anymore. I'm Na'vi. I can walk now because he was in a wheelchair before.
Yeah. Right.
And he bangs the hottest Na'vi woman ever. And they kick off all the humans. So the humans have to go back home. Well, I'm watching the first one. And they say, like the big CEO guy says, like, this isn't over. And like with the firepower they have because they're mining this planet for this amazingly.
Yeah, was it a little bit over the top? They called it UNOBTANIUM.
Is that what they called it?
Yeah. It's like, are you kidding me? Like you can just workshop that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like,
so even in the second one, they're doing a new thing, except it's like whale. I forget. It's a part of the whale, but it's a new thing that's supposed to keep you like to de-age you or to make it so you don't grow old. So instead of like a mineral or on top of the minerals, I guess they have this whale sperm or something that you guzzle down and you don't age. And it's funding the whole operation, they say. But at the end of the first one, they kick off all the humans. And with how badly they want this mineral, with the firepower, with how greedy humans can be and how greedy they make them out to be in that one. And they're coming back. Like, at that time they're coming back. Like, they didn't just win. You think the humans are just going to go back? No, they'll just come back with double the army, blow up the Navi's other tree and build some golf courses. Like now that they know it's going to be a war, they're coming back. So the second one, they start the second one with seemingly no like prep. Like, it's kind of weird to me. Like, the humans are back. It's several years later. Jake Sully's got all these fucking kids running around. We'll get to that in a minute. And they're doing, the Na'vi, led by Jake Sully, is doing like military raids to pick up, I don't know, guns and resources from the humans. So the humans are back destroying shit and hunting whale sperm and whatever else, I guess. But other than that, other than like the raids, it's like, there's seemingly no thought or prep. Like, you had to have known this wasn't over. So what is your solution long term to keep the humans off this planet or to get along at least? And
just to make little baby Jakes.
It just seems it seems like he's
breeding
an army. They just ignored that and he breeded an army was his plan. So I already don't like that because it's like, okay, like,
yeah, it's brutal because he has inside knowledge of what
he's human
would be like. So
he's kind of like, it's almost like he caught off guard a little bit. Yeah. And then so you got that going on. And then they bring back the army guy, Stephen Lang is the actor's name, who I like. I
thought they killed him in the first one.
They did. Yeah. You know who else they killed? Sigourney Weaver of Alien fame. They killed her in the first one, and she's back as Jake's daughter. So they bring everyone can come back because they got all these freaking avatars lying around. But the military guy, they killed him, and I think he was a good villain. Like, he's pretty like one-dimensional, but I think he was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like
And
the scars.
but I don't need him to come back. So they kind of like, I don't know if retcon's the right word, but they basically had explained that they had planned for this, that if he were to get killed, he had recorded a bunch of videotapes to explain to his new avatar self, as long and his memories would be transferred basically. So they had like a backup on reserve, a backup Na'vi version of this military guy on reserve. So that's what happens is now he's basically Jake Sully, right? He's full on Na'vi. And then same with his whole squad. So now there's like 6 of them, of these military people, like the same people from the first one, except they're all Na'vi. I didn't need that. Like, I like Stephen Lang. I did not need any of that. Like, let's just bring in a new villain and move on. And he survives at the end of this one. So he's back, I think, in the next one as well. So I don't like that. So and yeah, so he's just gonna run the same plot. Yeah, so I'll just skip to the end here because it's relevant. But there's a human child amongst all the Na'vi children that Jake has, his army. There's a human child. They kind of have all this shit that just gets left over from the first one, or they just whatever throw in there. So the first thing is Stephen Lang comes back as Na'vi. They're like, poof, actually, we got this reserve avatar, Stephen Lang. The second one is Sigourney Weaver. She plays one of the scientists in the first one on Jake Sully's team, and she gets shot by Vin Diesel's Dominic Toretto's wife. Or no, when Dominic Toretto's wife's flying the chopper out of the station, Sigourney Weaver gets shot, and they try to like do the Jake Sully thing and transfer her consciousness into a Na'vi body full time.
It
fails. So in this one, they just say something like, "Oh, we don't know how it happened, but she was mysteriously like pregnant and like gave birth." Like her avatar was like mysteriously like pregnant. We don't know who the father was. And she gave birth. And the daughter, Jake Sully's family takes in the daughter, the girl, the baby girl, and raises her as his own. And this little girl, who's the little girl, is played by Sigourney Weaver. So she's kind of got like a weird, deeper voice. And sometimes it's a little bit weird. So they decided to bring her back. Did not need that. Either. Like, I don't know why you can get just another actress to play this girl. I don't know why you had to bring back Sigourney Weaver.
Well, it wasn't necessary, but it sounds like they're just recycling. Yeah, this worked in the first one. So.
Yeah. And so the third thing that I was getting to is there's a human kid that was left over, and I don't know, for some reason there's a baby. They say there was a baby left behind at the end of Avatar. I don't know where this baby came from. And they say babies can't go into cryostasis or whatever back to Earth. So it had to stay on Pandora. So again, Jake Sully is like, I need more kids. I'll take them in and raise them as my own. And he's somehow the child of G.I. Joe here, Stephen Lang. And that's unexplained either. So you've got this Na'vi girl mysteriously came out of Sigourney Weaver's avatar. No, they don't have any idea how it happened.
They never explain that either.
No, and they give her some connection to is it Gaia or whatever, like the
life force?
Yeah, like the life force. Because Pandora, the Na'vi, they're all connected to Gaia. It was Gaia or something like that.
Yeah, right? Yahweh.
Is it Yahweh?
Like well, isn't that the Awa? Yahweh is the Old Testament God, but
okay,
Awa. I think they call him Awa.
Yeah, so they basically call her this miracle girl, and she's got like a special connection to Awa. She's like she's like water bending by the end of the movie, and then you have this human child, and they just say he's Stephen Lang's kid. But none of that's explained. It's like, who is he banging? Like, who's he banging? Who's everyone banging here? Right. Like, how is this all happening? And so they take him in. So they've got all this crap that they just threw in there that I didn't really need. And then that leads me to the next point is now it's a family movie. Now it's a family movie, Ryan. So he's got what? Count them. He's got like 7 kids now. Him and his wife have 7 kids, give or take. And man, kids are annoying. Like I don't need any of the kids. I get.
And Kurt's seen enough kids that one airplane ride he was on. He's like, get me the hell out of here.
I feel like they could have at least waited one more movie to get the kids in there. I know, like, yeah, they're hooking up, they're banging, like they're probably gonna have kids. They're big on the family thing. They're gonna have kids, but they decided to skip ahead several years, and now they've got 17 kids. Well, the kids and their kids' plots and stuff are they're just not that interesting. I just want to see what Jake Sully is up to, really. So I just don't like it when movies do this in general. Is like you have a sequel and now it's about the kids. It's about the son of the main character or the daughter of the main character or something. It just waters down the whole experience for me. One of the kids has the broccoli haircut for some reason. Like, where did that come from? Where's the inspiration? Why do you have a different haircut than everyone else? Yeah. One of the kids dies. Yeah, very, very sad moment.
Kind of like how in Fast and Furious we're predicting that Dom's child's gonna die. He might have some more by the time the next Fast and Furious.
I'm not sure if we are predicting that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's us. Okay, so yeah, they're devastated. But
it's actually, I'm actually was slightly impressed. Like, it's bold to kill off the kid. Right. Like maybe the either Jake Sully or his wife. You could see that as like a dramatic move, but they just decided. I mean, they have enough kids, so it was kind of easy that way. Like, just kill one of them off. They got 16 more.
Cheaper by the dozen. So yeah, let's just storyline a little bit.
His wife, I just noted, like, it takes a second, and then his wife really screams, but there is a delay. Like, it's like silent, and then she really just wails for a while about this dead kid. What else do I have? Yeah, I wrote. Yeah, so and then overall, I hit on my main points. Overall, it doesn't move anything forward at all, I feel like. So at the end, like I said, the human child saves Stephen Lang, who's his dad, I guess. Like, lets him live, essentially. He was dying or drowning. He saves him. So I'm like, okay, I get it, but now he's obsessed. He is absolutely obsessed in this one with Jake Sully. He doesn't have any other mission except to hunt down Jake Sully and kill him. I don't even know why either. Like, I don't know why he's authorized to do this, because I don't know how it moves the human race or their military operation forward. But he's just going all over Pandora looking for Jake Sully.
Well, it's kind of like it sounds like the Terminator. Like, he has one mission and one mission only, and that's
But he's supposed to be working for like an operation, so I don't. It's not like
the whale sperm.
Yeah, so it's not even like he's running his own thing here. He's supposed to be working as part of a bigger organization, but he just takes control because he's an alpha, and he is absolutely obsessed in this one with killing Jake Sully. And this human kid lets him live. So then you're left leaving the movie. Okay, they're just going to retread the same plot in the third one. He's just going to come back.
Right.
He's not going to turn to a good guy, at least not yet. Maybe he'll have a redemption arc by the end of the third movie or something. And then it's just the only saving grace I have here is the last lines of the movie, is because Jake Sully says, he finally comes to his senses, and he says, as the camera zooms in on his beautiful blue eyes, he says, I can't protect my family by running, because the whole plot is he's getting hunted by Stephen Lang in the mountains or whatever, in the forest. So he moves to the water tribe, and that's how he moves to a different water tribe, and they find him there, and everyone's pissed off because he's like, dude, like, you brought this here. But his last lines are, I can't protect my family by running. This is where we make our stand. So complete retread of the plot in this one. It feels like it's going to start similar in the next one, but maybe by the end of the third movie, we'll have like a slightly different, it'll kind of start turning, it'll start going on the exit ramp or something. Like he's finally come to his senses that you can't just run. Like they're just coming back. Like you got to do something. Like, otherwise they're just gonna make golf courses.
Okay, can finally come to his senses. So you haven't seen the third one yet?
No, I mean it's still in theaters, and especially after watching that second one on Disney Plus and seeing how like beautiful it is. Like that's really the appeal, is how visually nice it is. I gotta wait till it's out on HD so I can do it justice at least.
Yeah, you know how we talk about Taylor Swift's latest album as grocery store music?
Yeah.
I kind of view this movie as grocery store background TV. Like it's just kind of on visually. Fantastic.
It's like a Best Buy.
Yeah, it's in Best Buy. All those
Best Buy movie.
You're looking around. Oh, this TV is just so much better than my TV. Look at the graphics, honey. And then it's just the show. You know, the TV is not any better, but gosh, yeah. Is anyone really going to sit down like our guy Kurt here and watch the whole thing?
Maybe. I mean, what it's made over? It hasn't made up. Like I think it's declining in revenue since the last one, but I think it's made over $1 billion already, hasn't it? Like 1.8 billion or
yeah.
So like yeah, it's kind of odd because it is so quiet after they come out. This time we are seeing, like you said, we're seeing more memes, and mostly because people are kind of saying similar stuff like, oh, it's the same thing, or it's silly, but there's memes of the guy falling out of the plane. There's other people showing up to the theater or at home painting themselves blue and stuff. I've seen that, but for the size, for how much money it generates, it is quite quiet as far as like online discourse and like really just cultural impact, like day to day, or I don't know. You don't, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Lots of people are seeing it. I'll see it eventually.
In between watching Canada Shore episodes.
I don't even know, like, because these movies take a while now to get released on digital. So the Canada Shore might be away filming the Traders Canada when this is available.
If you don't answer my call,
it'll be like everyone
will have to be like, "What the fuck is Kurt?" And then
everyone will be running around this castle or whatever, trying to figure out who the traitor is, and I'm sitting in the theater room watching 3 hours and 50 minutes.
You get someone cornered in a room, so you're like, okay, so in the second Avatar, it's water based. Right, and they have to get this whale sperm for longevity reasons, and then you just go on this huge rant, and maybe they'll be your wife one day.
I don't even know if I've seen like an actual trailer for the third one. I've definitely seen like the odd like clip, but I don't know if I've seen a full trailer. Obviously, it sounds like fire is involved, but from what I hear from early feedback is that they did not change up the environment at all or much, which is very disappointing, because because we talked about the basic plot. These movies are about the visuals. They need to bring in a lava, and they need to do something visually to get me out of my seat here.
How about they fix the plot line here, guys? Here's an idea for you. How about we have both?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of curious as to what James has got planned to wrap up this whole thing. I think he's hoping to do 2 more movies if they get enough money here. I don't know how's this all going to turn out? Golf courses or no golf courses? I don't know. Jake Sully's going to start launching nukes. I don't know.
Well, yeah, and then they're going to have to do the air one next. What are the 4 elements again? Earth, air, fire, water. So they've done. Would the first one be considered earth or air? They kind of touched on both with the cloud. Islands.
That's a good question.
But I think since they were mining, I'm gonna call that one the Earth Avatar.
I was
maybe a fourth one will involve more.
But he does fly a lot in that one. Like his whole thing in that one was he hops on the dinosaur dactyl for the first time. Yeah, and it's really an exhilarating ride, and that's his main the whole movie. And then he gets the big mama He gets the big mama one. I forget what it's called, and for the final fight. And then in this one, he has to relearn it with like a water type
Yeah. Okay.
bird thing, and they're all learning to swim properly.
So he's
So
gonna
in
tame
that
some
way, it
kind
could be
of
the air.
fire Pokemon for the third movie, and
Yeah.
then like I'm thinking like a Charizard equivalent, so he can fly and breathe fire,
It would
perhaps.
be the same as the
Um,
regular, but it's just breathes fire.
yeah, you could do like maybe like a Magmar. Just
Yeah.
different fire Pokemon here. But for the Earth one, maybe they can have some kind of Navi thing that digs. It's just digging, and all these guys, they're digging around, so they just kind of hop in on the Navi and they can dig like a mole straight into the center of the planet.
The humans would like that because they're all about digging
Digging.
in that planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then full circle, those little diggers become the giant worms in Dune. The Dune planet is just the Avatar planet in the
That'd be
future,
crazy. That'd be a Planet of the Apes type twist.
right?
Where it was kind of like, oh, it's Earth.
You heard it here first,
Yeah,
folks.
okay. That'd be a crazy connection. Can't wait for Dune Part 3, by the way. Coming, I don't know, this year, next year.
Now that is a series of good plot and visuals.
Good, really good visuals. I thought the same. So that's Dennis Villeneuve. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's regarded as like one of the best directors currently, and he does amazing movies. It's a little bit hit and miss for me because obviously I'm not a big Dune fan, so those are all kind of misses. Amazing visuals, good music. Blade Runner, which he also directed, the new one, amazing visuals. Yeah, I'm iffy on the whole Blade Runner stuff, even going back to the first one that I watched too, leading up. But I don't know. He did this Arrival movie, Aliens in that one, so that was cool. Alien eggs. So yeah. But, yeah. Cool. Oh, you know what? Now he got me on a movie thing. So I wanted to mention real quick. I don't want to go off into a long Avatar tangent, but obviously I watch a lot of movies, and I just watched one the other day, John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness. Do you know who John Carpenter is?
I haven't heard of either of these two names here, the movie nor the director.
Yeah, so the director, he's quite famous because he's has a lot of his movies. Like he did The Thing, and he did, I think, Halloween one, like the original Halloween. But he's unique because he kind of does everything. Like he does like the writing, directing, and the music, which I find really cool a lot of the time. So like on this latest one that I watched, In the Mouth of Madness, there's this opening guitar riff that I can't get out of my head. I was listening to it a couple of times today, and apparently he just wrote it and he just fucking shreds it, and then he's like, all right, action. And I don't know, he's cool. He's well known for a lot of these like 80s and 90s movies. But I think it's cool that he does his own thing. But In the Mouth of Madness, interesting movie. I think it was like a 90s movie, but it's with what's his face? Dr. Alan Grant from Jurassic Park.
Right.
Sam Neill, I think is his name, who's great. He is a great actor. But yeah, it's kind of like this writer, his horror novels are kind of coming to life. It's almost like a Goosebumps for adults. It's quite scary. It almost reminds me of Longlegs in terms of spookiness.
Longlegs, right? Okay.
But look, if you do nothing else, look up In the Mouth of Madness like song, and you'll like it. It's a good song.
In the Mouth of Madness. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have time to hear about I watched a documentary recently.
Boring.
Do we have time? Do we have time to discuss this?
Yeah.
You'll like it though. You'll like it. It's about this Project Blueprint. This guy, Bryan Johnson.
I've seen some of that.
He wants to live for forever, and it just everyone I feel like is probably gonna have a different experience or interpretation of it all. But this guy's routine is insane. Like this guy is having like 100 pills a day, mission, because he's a rich millionaire, is to just try and live as long as possible. And it just seems awful. Like this guy's just his whole life is just dedicated to optimization for longevity. And the whole documentary, I couldn't watch some of it because just kind of it was cringe. Like he forces himself to eat while in the splits. He like eats the same food every day. Like this guy just must be super OCD because he's just so over the top, like just dialed in on his well-being. Like he's this robot in human form trying to live as long as possible. And I don't want to, there's not really a whole lot more past that. Like I feel like you could watch this documentary. I think it's on Netflix. You could watch probably the first 15 minutes and you'd understand. You can leave it there. I'll save you the time, kind of like how I stopped watching the second Avatar. That's all you need to watch. You'll get it. This guy's just nuts. But I could see some people, maybe even people we're friends with, that would be like, this guy, he's on to something. Like, I want to optimize how long I want to live. And at the end of the movie, the final line was like, Bryan Johnson, his aging rate is only 0.67. So for every day, every 3 days, it's like he's only aged 2 days. It's just like, what the fuck are you talking? What are you talking about? He's got all these markers. He takes all these markers from these these very niche academic studies, and then he's like, oh yeah, I got to optimize that. I got to optimize that. I got to optimize that. And if we put it all together, then we can figure out how old my organs are. And if we figure out how old my organs are, then we can come up with a rate for how much I age per day. And it's got to get better because we measure everything. It's got to get better so I don't die. And the slogan in every single like shot is "Don't die." This guy's just he's afraid of.
What do you
dying.
mean? I don't remember the slogan. Of every single shot.
Yeah, like so in Project Blue, like they kind of have this like T-shirts and
is that what he's got written on it?
Yeah, like okay. Don't die.
Okay, yeah. I saw it or some of it last year. It was on when someone was watching it. Yeah, and then you see him on you see him in my reels. I see everything in my reels, so he'll show up once in a while talking about that. But he's almost like the opposite of that guy that optimizes his life. He turns 1 day into 3 days. You stack that over a month, kick your butt, stack that over a year, you're done. He's the opposite of that in the way that he ages. 2 days.
Well, it's the same idea. He's kicking my butt because for every 2 days I'm living, he's living 3 days. And there's just
there's definitely people like he's got basically got unlimited money, I guess, to do that sort of thing. Like that's all he's focused on. But yeah, you're right. It totally consumes his life. Like you think like a fitness influencer or just a gym rat or something is like obsessed with like fitness and health. This is like every second, every thought is towards being the healthiest person on the planet ever.
He's like the kind of dude that will only hang out with someone because an academic paper said it's good to socialize. Right?
Yeah. Well, he hangs out with his son.
It's good for your health. So that's why I'm hanging with my son. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, shit like that. It's just like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Just a robot.
I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see what happens there. I think he's hoping to just never die, basically, and
be the healthiest person ever. But he doesn't want to die, huh?
But
I got news for you, blood.
I know. We'll see. So we'll see if one day like he just shows up in the news like dead at, I don't know how old he is now, 50, 40 or 50.
Yeah. Well, then his whole aging rate thing will be for nothing.
Yeah. Well, that's a risk he's willing to take, but it's hey, you're seeing it firsthand. It takes a lot of commitment to live a really healthy, committed lifestyle. He just takes it to an insane and extreme, but there's tons of people out there that, a few hours in the gym, eat the same thing every day, It's a
Well,
lot. It's a lot. It's a
yeah,
lifestyle.
I think I resonated to it because now that I'm 4 weeks sober, I'm realizing that I'm
Congrats, by
better than
the
everyone.
way.
Thank you. I'm realizing that I am better than everyone and that
Yeah.
I probably deserve the resources invested in my well-being to live longer. So yeah, I'm looking at ways to further
Well, you
my
should buy one of those
longevity.
tanks.
A
Those,
Cairo tank.
yeah.
Yeah, well, the dude was like sleeping under like a visual thing. Like, yeah, he's got all kinds of science. We have no idea what's going on. Uh, yeah, we'll get him on the show to discuss for sure.
I don't, yeah, it's either him or James Michael Shannon on the show next. We'll see. We
Hmm.
were gonna have Alan Rickman on the show. We had Randy said he was scheduled in today, but apparently
Alan.
he died a few years ago. So
Oh gosh,
yeah, best well known from the Harry Potter series,
too
Severus Snape.
soon. Wow.
Yeah, we were really, really looking forward to having acclaimed actor Alan on the show. And sorry, Randy, yeah, just to inform you, he died a while
Hmm.
ago. But we'll try and get, is it Bryan Johnson or is that the ACDC guy?
I think it's both of them. Yeah,
Okay,
we'll
it's the
we'll get, we'll
same.
get Bryan Johnson on the show.
We'll get the wrong one on the
Yeah.
pod.
So we're here to discuss longevity.
Yeah. Cool. That was fun. Well, next time on the episode on the show, no shortage, no slowdown on the television front, as we'll be discussing
Yeah.
several episodes of Canada Shore. Maybe I'll be announcing my upcoming appearance on the Traders Canada, and then maybe your appearance on Survivor or something of the like
Well,
as
I
well.
got more important things to talk about, Kurt. I sent a stool sample off to get tested. I got labs optimizing things
Yeah,
24/7.
you're
We're going
Bryan
to talk
Johnson.
about that next episode. Stay tuned.
Okay. I'm really looking forward to those lab results. See you later.